Hey y'all, it's Michelle. Live life whimsically. Uh, y'all, I have been so sick. It is crazy. Um, I just can't even tell you how sick I've been. This month has sucked so bad so far. But anyway, I'm glad I'm glad I'm on the upswing. I thought I was going to be able to do a little more today than I did, and I didn't. And I'm so glad I'm just able to do this right now. Um, anyway, as my usual disclaimer, here on my channel, I talk about witchcraft, tarot, content creators, drama, politics, current events, whatever thing passes my mind. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do happy hour. Like I said, I've been really sick and actually had a reaction to some medication, so that wasn't super fun either. So anyway, don't take anything I say as fact. If you have a tarot card you would like to um, talk about, it'd be great if you jumped in. I'm sorry, I'm distracted because I tried to use a countdown, and every time I use a countdown, it messes with me. So anyway, here's the card. Is she not amazing? I love this card. So when I was little, I thought the moon followed me. You know how you're driving the car and it's just you're in the back seat with your parents, and that's what you think. You think the moon's following you, so it's kind of cool. I thought that. Um, anyway, what this card is, it's a major arcana card first and foremost, and it is all about illusion and hidden truths, the unknown, trusting your own intuition, facing your fears, the watery way of the unconscious mind, mystery, symbolism and metaphor, perception. What metaphor and deception or perception? I as soon as I heard that, I'm like, I have to go listen to some Jim Morrison music and poetry because the doors of perception. But that's just me. Um, Uncertainty and dreams. So this card is about facing uncertainty, and right now I'm facing some serious uncertainty for the first time in my life. I've been a caretaker my entire life, since probably about the age of 15, and I've been married or lived with a parent or another family member most of my life. And so this is the first time I'm really kind of doing some stuff on my own, walking into the ending of this marriage. And so this card says, you could feel like you're drowning. And I guess it sort of looks that way, right? She's under the bottom of the water. She's looking up at that moon, and she feels like she's drowning. So it's really hard to trust that I'm going to be okay. And that is really hard. Like right now, the card asks me to stop trying to see what is hidden from me at this point. And I was telling Belora the other day, if only I could see on the other side of this, like this time next year would be awesome if I could see this time next year and know what it was going to look like. Well, the card says you can't. And so just why don't you just relax into it and try not to see those things that are hidden and what next year looks like. If I let that go, it's almost like you're holding on. People that are drowning. I just watched a whole thing about a boat that sank in the Chicago River almost 100 years ago, and how many people, it was only a few feet of water, 40 feet of water, and they were right next to the dock, but people were panicking. And so while they were trying to get up, they're stepping on other people, and those people are drowning as well because of that. So you kind of have to let go of those things that you're trying to see, so that you can kind of float and find it. It says float and find your truth. Stop trying to look at those hidden things because you can't see them. They're not there for me to see right now. And if I'm going to trust the divine, then I have to know that I can't just, push some things aside. I mean, you can have an idea of how things are going to be, but you never know. And every day is different, right? You have plans are always changeable. Something can always come up, right? So when I float to find my truth and I go into that darkness and I listen to my intuition, to the things some religions refer to as that still small voice, there's the divinity. But that is where the moon will push me toward the light. It will show me that my own inner wisdom, and it will reinvigorate my creativity. And that's the thing I've been really asking a lot for, is creative outlets, to find ways to be more creative and do things that I truly love. Listen, real estate is my passion, no doubt about it. But I would like to do something that is way more creative than that, that I could look at for years and enjoy. I mean, it's one thing to drive through neighborhoods and be with Bob or Belora and go, I sold that house, I sold that house. You know, it's not the same as, hey, look, I created this piece of art, or I wrote this poem, or whatever it is. In fact, I can't talk about that yet. I can talk about that in March. Never mind. It's telling me to go past my fears and find my spark. The divinity and magic is here. I'm supposed to dive in, go beyond my fears, and feel the healing embrace past my insecurities, and the magic will guide me home. So, all I have been talking about has been just getting past the to past next year, and really, I have to be here and enjoy here, and I have to be present in my meditations, so that I can hear when my gods are speaking to me, when the divine is speaking to me. And I don't always do that. You know, my mental illness sometimes precludes me from just shutting things down and listening to one thing instead of the millions of record players that are going on in my head. I swear, if you could pop into my brain and just listen to all the things that are going on all at once, it would confuse the stuffing out of you. And that's what's happening to me most of the time. I am hearing so many different things and voices, a cacophony of things, especially when I'm supposed to be winding down at night to go to sleep. And I think that's why I need background noise to go to sleep. And actually, I like to listen to murder mysteries before I go to sleep at night, which seems counterproductive. But for me, it really does help me to be able to just shut everything else off. So, a little word about tomorrow, which is Friday and generally happy hour. And here it's easier for me to do happy hour when I'm back at home with Belora than it is for me to do down there with Bob, because Belora runs off and it's hard for me to catch her and get her to jump in. The girl is funny about live streams. She is astounded at the fact that I can talk about so many things and be talking to myself, and that's keenly a Sagittarius only child thing. So I think I put a little poll out there. If you run across this video, like, subscribe, but see also if maybe you want to answer any questions in that poll. I think we're going to talk a little bit about what witchcraft is, in a beginner's little guide to what it is and what it isn't. I would really like for people, even especially if you're listening to this and you do not subscribe to that, you think witchcraft is evil and whatever. I think it would be really interesting for you to come in and hear that. And we could give tarot readings too, little 1 or 2, 3 cards top readings if you would like, for entertainment purposes only. And we can explain to you what witchcraft is and what spell work is, and or maybe we'll just give you a little primer on witchcraft, and maybe next week we'll talk about spell work. It would really be kind of cool if this turned into like a little online learning coven, not so much a practicing one, because I think it's really important for you to go outside and point your little finger at things and try to make stuff happen for yourself, more so than it is for us to try to be high priestesses towards a bunch of people. Plus the fact neither one of us are really interested in being the boss of any kind of group. So anyway, this was short and sweet, and I've had so many things I wanted to say about the drama that's going on right now on YouTube, but I have not felt well enough to do that. And quite frankly, I'm watching them all train wreck into themselves, and so that's kind of interesting to do anyway. Your girl broke out in hives, They're still everywhere, but not nearly as bad as they were. I think finally my legs are better. They're not itching anymore, but from my belly button up, it's insane still. So I haven't really thought about it. I was going to go live and say something about nonsense today, but she does enough damage to herself. I don't have to do that, I don't think. But who knows? Tomorrow I might feel less itchy and more inclined to say something in the afternoon. So anyway, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. See you soon.